Come on, come on, spontaneous views. This is the Toronto plane crash, alleged plane crash, but I something happened. Let's review.
What's the matter?
Yeah, it was a typical flight from Minneapolis to Toronto. And we were coming in, and I did notice that, the winds were super gusty. The snow had kind of blown over the runways. And so coming in, it was routine, but it was noticeable that the runways were kind of in a weird condition. And when we hit, it was just a super hard.
Pause. So you're a passenger on this flight and you witness the runway being weird, yet the pilot didn't announce to, I guess, anyone else, or I guess he made this announcement that the runway is not feasible to land. I'm assuming that this had to come from the pilot or his observation being a passenger. How would he know that he's on the plane and the runways are not safe to land? Now, before I begin, I'm not trying to be disingenuous, but allegedly no one perished in this particular plane crash. So I'm not being a certain way or being negative in this manner, but there's something going on. Again, he said that the runways were unsafe. Why were you landing? And if you look at the guy, I'm going to do the best I can so you can see. If you see this guy here, he doesn't look like he's in any type of panic. I mean, he looks normal. He got a nice little shirt on. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. As you can see, the plane
hit the ground, and the plane went sideways, and I believe
the plane went sideways. So let's now keep in mind, family, they're spraying the
ended up. There was
plane,
like a big fireball out,
but there's no more fire. So you're just wasting water at this moment.
When we got finished, it was I was upside down. Everybody else was there as well. Thankfully, everybody was okay. But we tried to get out of there as quickly as possible.
Okay. Let me just digest that real quick again. I'm showing y'all it, but I'm going to have to rewind this again.
Noticeable that the runways were kind of in a weird condition. And when we hit, it was just a super hard, hit the ground, and the plane went sideways, and I believe we skidded on our side and then flipped over on our back.
Now, based off of the video that I seen, it looked like it landed. Obviously, the back landed and it kind of buckled. And then I guess when it went down and caught fire, and then it just kind of vague. They got a video going around that's showing but it's very odd that you will be taking a picture of a plane in that area. Again, there's no air. They said this was an airport, but I guess Toronto airport is set up different than a normal airport that like Hartsville here in Atlanta. I guess it's set up different because I don't see any more planes in the vicinity of an airport. I just don't see it. So you guys seen the video. Again, I have to dissect this a certain way. Because I don't believe it. I'm just going to keep it real with you. I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theory. At this point, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a conspiracy realist because I try to pinpoint stuff that don't make sense. First of all, you're only interviewing this one guy. Supposedly, they haven't said how many passengers was on the plane. You interviewed this one guy. So far, this is CNN. We already know what time it is with CNN. He looks very normal for someone that was witnessed a plane land turn over backwards and catch fire, and immediately they looked around, and I guess everybody wanted to make sure everybody was okay. There are more videos that I don't know if it's on this one, but we're gonna keep going through it. Where they're inside the plane and they brought their cameras out to assist on looking at the person that's being helped out of the plane. So just imagine you're going through this tragic event. You've landed, you somehow you turn over backwards, and now you gotta be just in a state of shock. And you still had the fortitude to grab your cell phone, go open it, go to camera, go to video, and let's just record this event that we're leaving out of the plane, and people are helping us jump out of the window of this. I guess it was the exit door that was kicked out. Even though you don't see the door nowhere, I guess the door just fell off. Let's just say the door fell off. But you had the mindset to record all of this in that tragic moment. That tragic moment. Yeah. Let's continue.
Where we ended up, there was like a big fireball out this left side of the plane. And when we got finished, it was I was upside down.
Now he's saying the left side of the plane, the fireball, but if you look at the left side of the plane from where the angle at, where the left side is where the plane is at, you don't see any fire.
And then shortly thereafter, I got done filming
even if they hosed it down, you would have still seen remnants of a fire on the side. You could still see the letters Delta on the plane.
In the plane?
I was in like row 10 of the plane, so just front of the wing.
And did you see the wing come off?
No, by that point we were being tossed around. I was just trying to hold on to everything at that point.
And how did you get yourself out of your seatbelt? And did everyone stay in their seatbelts that you could tell? Was everyone hanging upside down? Had anyone slipped out of their seatbelts?
Yeah, I mean, it was mass chaos. I was upside down. The lady next to me was upside down.
It was mass chaos, but yet you still have footage of someone with a cell phone leaving out of the plane.
And then everybody was just like, get out, get out, get out. We could smell like jet fuel. Even now I smell like jet fuel.
Wow.
And then we just crawled out
you
the
smell
back
like
of the
jet fuel,
airplane.
yet you have a button-up collar.
Okay.
Let's just pause this real quick, because it's going to end soon. They couldn't do a lot with this. I could just dissect this one video. The guy is saying he smelled like jet fuel. First of all, there's no fuel on planes. Planes do not carry around fuel in the wing. That'd be a hazard. Doesn't happen. They're using either helium or electromagnetic energy that's in the air, but there's no fuel, if that makes any sense. Like the fuel is mixed with helium, if that makes any sense. But there's like when you go to a gas station and you're pumping fuel, an airplane doesn't have liquid fuel. Just think about that. It can ignite at any time. Why would you be that safe to be on a plane that has fuel in the wings connected to an engine? But anyway, let's get back to this. This is a guy that's being interviewed. I haven't gotten his name. Let me try to rewind it and see if if they said his name at the beginning. I'm still trying to get his name.
Who would have known that you were in a plane crash a few hours ago? It's unbelievable. You have video that you recorded. We've been watching.
He recorded the video.
Tell us when you first realized something was the matter.
So he's already out of the
Yeah, it was a
plane
typical flight from Minneapolis to Toronto. And we were coming in, and I did notice that like
all this spraying,
the winds were super
it's not working.
The snow had kind of blown over the runways, and so
okay. First and foremost, if you're a pilot and you witness the runway not being safe to land, why would you still land? Secondly, Do they have salt trucks in Toronto? I'm pretty sure they do. It snows a lot that's Canada. So it has to snow a lot in Toronto. So you're telling me that on this runway they couldn't salt the ground first before a plane was incoming to land? You allowed a plane to just land on a ground that's iced? No one decided to put salt down?
So coming in, it just, it was routine, but like it was noticeable that the runways were kind of in a weird
So his
condition.
name is John Nelson.
And when we hit, it was just a super hard, like I hit the ground and the plane went sideways. And I believe we skidded like on our side and then.
The problem with the video footage that I'm showing is that, again, maybe I have to look up what Toronto Airport looks like. I think this is Ellison. I forgot the name of it. Don't quote me on that, but it's Toronto. I think it starts with an E. I want to say it's Ellison Airport. I'm going to have to look this up because I'm not understanding why I'm not seeing any more planes. And why is there any more footage of this coming out? Like, why is all the footage that's coming out outside? Why is no one taking footage like when they're on a waiting area like when you're waiting on your plane to board? Those are windows. Why do you not see any civilians videotaping this event in Toronto? Every video I've seen so far, they were outside. One video I've seen where they were maybe 100 to 200 feet away from the plane landing, and they caught they just caught it at the right time. They caught this video of the plane landing and crashing. And I mean, I'm not saying it's not real. Hey, it could be real. I don't know. Are they trying to scare us from flying? Ever since number 47 got in office, there's been some weird things going on with planes. First, we had the DC plane crash, where the helicopter crashed into a American airline on purpose. That's a fact. That helicopter was remote controlled, probably from the CIA office, and it was meant to collide with that airplane because allegedly there could have been someone on that airplane that they didn't want to land in Washington, D.C. Then the next day, they had an alleged plane crash in Philadelphia. I guess we could congratulate the Eagles on winning the chip, even though I'm a Giants fan, but I got to give credit where credit is due. That was supposed to be an airplane also, but when I look at the video when I view the video and hear the video, it does not sound like a plane accelerating at that speed coming down. I've already put out that they have missiles that look like airplanes, and at the acceleration of the Philadelphia plane crash, the acceleration of that coming down, the nose of that plane would have broke off before it even impacted the ground. So not only did it impact the ground, it left a crater in the ground. But yet you did not see the nose of this plane in the crater. That's a little odd. Because there should be some type of wreckage still within the hole that was. Yeah. Let's continue with the John Nelson's testimony of the plane crash that flipped upside down. And he's perfectly chilling with the nice collar shirt. His hair looked like it's been gelled up. It looked like he's straight. You know what I'm saying? But hey,
and flipped over on our back. Where we ended up, there was like a big fireball out this left side of the plane. And when we got finished, it was
He
I was
witnessed
upside
all this
down.
inside of
Everybody
the
else
plane,
was
man.
there as
He
well.
witnessed this inside the plane.
Thankfully, everybody was okay. But we tried to get out of there as
They're
quickly as
spraying
possible.
water.
And then shortly
They're
thereafter,
wasting
I
water
got
at this
done
point
filming
because
the
there's
video.
no
There was
smoke,
another
there's no
explosion,
fire,
but
there's no
luckily
nothing.
The firefighters got out of there.
There's nothing that they're spraying, and for it to be that chaotic, it will seem that he would have a little bit more panic in his voice. It will seem like there will be a lot more panic at this site. I see no fire trucks. I see no ambulance. I don't see anything that can alert me to be like, this was an event that was traumatic. And it's definitely not coming from him.
They were there quickly, it sounds like.
Who was there quickly? I see
So
no ambulance.
where were you seated in the plane?
I was in like row 10 of the plane, so just front of the wing.
And did you see the wing come off?
And where's the wing?
No, by
I
that
guess
point,
it
we were
blew
being tossed
on the
around.
other
I
side.
was just
And
trying
again,
to hold on to...
if the wing did come off, I'm not saying it didn't. Obviously it did because it's not attached to the plane. The point I'm trying to make is, where is it? Why are you just filming this one area of the plane? Why you're not going on the other side of the plane? You're just focused on this one area. The whole plane supposedly flipped over, but you're only giving me one view of the plane. Why are you not going around the other side? Why you're not going to the back of the plane, giving me more of a view? Is this the only evacuation side for the plane? It could be. I don't know, but can you give us more of a visual of what we're experiencing? That's all I'm asking. And sometimes when these events happen, they show you what they want to show you, so you can formulate in your mind what you're seeing. Again, I'm not saying what you're seeing is not correct, but you have to look at things. You have to look, don't just look at it, look within it. Like, where the ambulance at? Where the fire trucks at? Where a plane just flipped over, and I don't see anything that's showing me any type of panic other than people running around on their cell phones. And you got a supposed truck that just spraying water supposedly on the top, but there's no smoke coming from the plane. Maybe, I don't know, man. And if they didn't get there in time to save the plane, then you should have saw more damage to the plane. But like I said, I could see the letters still on the side of the plane.
Everything at that point.
And how did you...
I'm about to conclude this.
How did you get yourself out of your seatbelt? And did everyone stay in their seatbelts that you could tell? Was everyone hanging upside down? Had anyone slipped out of their seatbelts?
Yeah, I mean, it was mass chaos. I was upside down. The lady next to me was upside down. We kind of let ourselves go and fell to hit the ceiling, which is surreal feeling. And then everybody was just like, get out, get out, get out. We could smell like jet fuel. Even now I smell like jet fuel. And then we just crawled out the back of the airplane. The firefighters, the EMTs were there right away.
Was anyone injured? I mean, what did you see? We know there were some injuries. What was it like?
Chaos. There was injuries. There was hurt individuals. Yeah.
They were just hurt, huh? I guess you made it out scot clean. Was able to put a butterfly collar shirt on,
again, right?
the hair gelled up. Listen, man, I'm about to conclude this. I don't know what's going on in America. It's actually sad that our population is dumbed down to the point to where they can keep creating these psyops to initiate something else. What that something else is, who knows? We done heard about the alien invasion, apocalypse. If people not woke about that, then that's a whole nother topic. I don't know if I even did a video on that. I might have to tap into that. But just to conclude again with these plane crashes, I don't know if they're trying to scare us into flying. I'm gonna be honest with you. I flew out last week. Me and my wife, we went out with some friends to the Cleveland, Ohio, and yeah, it was in the back of my mind of all the plane crashes and stuff like that. But you know, we made it here and back. But the point I'm trying to make is I'm not going to be afraid to fly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not. Like, I don't know what they're trying to put in our minds and our psyche. I don't know what they're trying to do. But we need to wake up. Again, I've seen the footage of this plane crash. It's a good thing nobody was hurt, but again, I have to look at things a little different, and I'm not really feeling this this topic as far as plane crashing and no one being alerted prior to the runway being not needing any salt. Like, and then when I'm looking at the video, you're only giving me one view of the video. Like, you're not going in depth of the actual event. You're only giving me what you want to show me. And that's the problem that I have. I don't know, man. It's a new year, 2025. I can only imagine what we got coming up next. Come on, come on, spontaneous views.